Hello, everybody. Welcome to Not Just Any RPG. We're back again. We're almost done with this, but we're back playing Masks of Nyarlathotep. We're coming up to the end in Call of Cthulhu. With me, we have Arthur McKenzie back, once again played by Gabriel. Madeline Lockhart, played by Emma D. Sir Harold Godfrey, played by Luke, and Moses Franklin, played by Gavin. Thank you to Syrinscape for the sounds you're hearing in your ears right now and throughout the episode. If you have a campaign in any system, be it Call of Cthulhu or D&D or any number of other systems, go ahead and check them out. They've got lots of good sounds to immerse your players in that system. Thank you also to Milo Paulus for the the theme song you just heard. Real quick, I'm going to do the recap this week because last week was very short. I'm going to try and cover the important notes because we had some players missing. Also, Lottie, played by Emma N, will be joining us a little bit later. We're going to have to cut when she is able to join. But real quick, just for last week, our investigators arrived in China. They decided to go to Shanghai because even though they had heard that Jack Brady might have been in Hong Kong, they didn't really have any address or anywhere to really search. So rather than searching the city of Hong Kong, they decided to make their way down to Shanghai, where they first began to looking into the little bits and pieces of evidence that they had, including a photo of some boat, some yacht in one of the rivers of Shanghai, as well as a little matchbook from a bar in Shanghai called the Stumbling Tiger. They make their way down to the Stumbling Tiger, talk a little bit with the bartender, not much there, but they did talk to the man there, Japanese man, who was pretending to be drunk, but he was really staking it out looking for Jack Brady, because he says that Jack Brady has some kind of connection to a militia force in Shanghai, a private militia, which operates and trains out of a abandoned or unabandoned warehouse in on one of the rivers. And he gave you a road. He didn't give you the exact details, I think. After meeting with him, the group was followed on their way to go look for a hotel. They found a really nice hotel, of which Godfrey told his compatriots that that's the one he'd be looking at, so if we had separated, maybe look for that one. The next morning, they made a stop by the dock to kind of ask around about the boat and maybe the building in the photo. People didn't really seem to know all that much. However, they then decided to go to a local government building where they asked about records of who was coming into Shanghai, and it turns out that boat often comes in and out of Shanghai, and was supposed to have come in fairly recently. And that's where we left our investigators. Perhaps they were thinking, I believe, about going back down to the docks to try and look around for the boat a little bit more, given that it's supposed to be here in Shanghai. Is that accurate? Is everyone on board?
Yeah, I think that was the plan, was to try and find this boat.
Where is Madeline?
I'll say you because Godfrey told you about the hotel that he was going to look for to stay in, so you were there, and you slept there that night, but this next morning, you were sick a little bit, or I'm going to leave it up to you. Were you sick a little bit? Did you want to stay behind to do something in the hotel room, or
I was just a little bit sick.
Okay.
I got a little seasick.
So on the way back to the dock, then the group swings by, and they pick you up before heading back down to the docks to look for this boat, which I believe you now know is called the Dark Mistress.
Yes, we did figure that out last episode.
So, heading down to the docks, it takes a while, right? You're just kind of walking along the river and looking for, this boat. So it does take quite a while, but eventually, probably late afternoon, you see it. There's a small yacht sitting there, unassuming, just on the docks. If you wait for a few minutes, you do see occasionally a man comes by, and he's loading things onto the boat and taking some things off, and then walking off into the crowd. You're not sure really where he's going.
What's the stuff that he's carrying? Is it like manageable? Is it like big?
It's like crates. He's carrying like crates of things.
Okay. Is he just alone? Does he have a crew?
There's nobody else that you can see. It's just this one guy. Okay. Seeing him, you can roll. Everyone who's here can roll a medicine or physics roll, which is a type of science.
Yeah, son. Let's go.
I got a hard success.
I failed my medicine check, surprisingly.
Okay. Everyone who succeeded, the reason, even if you're not very well trained in medicine, the reason why you could tell what this is this man is clearly suffering from radiation poisoning, something that you may have seen in the news or in an article of some kind, kind of looking into radiation poisoning. He's clearly suffering with this. There's clear lesions on his skin and face that would be indicative of that. And yeah, I think that's about all you can see for him. And yeah, what's the plan? What are we doing?
So this is the Dark Mistress, right? The
Yes.
boat?
Yeah.
Okay. And do we recognize the man at all? Is it just sort of a strange face? I would assume.
No, you don't know him. It's
Okay.
just some guy.
I mean, we're just trying to search the boat, right? Correct.
I mean, yeah, we could. So he's not on the boat at the moment, right? Or you said he goes back.
Yeah,
and forth?
you can wait for a time when he's not on the boat, when he's walked away.
I don't know if we should go do that though, because I don't want to get caught sneaking around on a boat.
You can knock him out.
I don't know that that's not a great idea. Well, how long does he spend it taking crates off? Is he bringing it to a place sort of a few blocks away, or is he just setting it down on the dock, or?
No, he's walking off into the crowd. You have no idea where he's going with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I guess we could maybe try and take a quick peek on the boat for a minute or two.
When he goes off into the crowd, is he there for a while, or is he just
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone for quite some time. If you wait a whole cycle of him leaving and then coming back, it's a while. It's not it's not an hour or something, but he's gone
10,
for a while.
15 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say 15 to 20. probably.
Okay, yeah. Then let's search
Let's
for
just-
a few minutes.
We'll
Okay.
wait till he leaves.
Yeah, wait till he leaves.
All right. You guys climb on board the ship. The interior of it is finished with this strangely, it's been like remodeled. It's finished with this dark varnished wood, which is quite strange for a boat like this. If you're looking around, there are several small storage lockers. There's a lounge. If you go underneath, there's a lounge, a dining room, a gallery, and then some rooms off to the side. There are a few locked doors, and then there's what appears to be an engine room of sorts.
Could I take a quick peek at the engine room?
Sure.
I'm not gonna understand much of like the mechanics behind it, but just to see if maybe there's anything else like hiding in there. I doubt it, but just to be safe.
So, looking into this kind of engine room looking place, it's got like a pretty normal steam engine. It appears. You can kind of look at it closer if you like, or
I don't really understand
you don't
most
know
of
much about
the
steam
mechanics.
engines.
No, I don't know much about steam engines. I was just seeing if maybe there's anything else hiding, like if it was used as like a place to hide certain things or not. It's not a very good storage area, but it's also a place that not many people
There's also kind of a looking around carefully, not specifically at the engine. There's kind of a back room off to the side. There's like a door into what you can't really tell what the room is. It's something.
Could I try going into that room?
It is locked.
Alright, then I'm not even gonna bother. I just turn around.
Anyone know how to pick locks?
Nope. Godfrey? You good at lock picking? No? Alright.
No, not my specialty.
I like club the lock or something. I don't know. I break it.
You can try a strength test.
Sure. Am I even strong? I have 65 strength.
That's not bad.
It's not
That's
bad
okay.
at all.
That's okay.
Let's see. I rolled a 50.
Okay.
That's good enough. Is it not good enough?
Yeah, I was gonna say it would need a hard success, and that's a normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of hit the with the handle, the lock. What do you? I guess it would probably
Use
be
my club.
padlocked. Okay.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah, you kind of hit at it, and it does not open.
Alright, let's
I
not
tried.
bother with this room, man. We don't want to stay here for too long. Let's look elsewhere. What about like the captain area, like the captain's quarters, whatever you want to call it, the part where you steer the ship? Did we already explore that, or?
Yeah, that's that looks pretty simple too. You'd probably, because it would be on top, you'd probably have at least looked into it before even coming down here. It's I don't know, it's pretty normal, pretty
Right.
average.
are there any rooms that we've been in
Been in that what?
that are not average?
Not that you can tell initially. No. I mean, there's
well,
there's the engine room. There's appears to be some guest rooms, some toilets.
I think we're gonna have to break open some doors.
well, that's gonna have to be all you, Madeline, because I mean, I can maybe try and help, but I don't know how much help I could be. But why don't we? There were some locked rooms elsewhere aside from the engine room, right? Let's try one of those.
Could we tell with any of the is there light coming at the bottom of the door or
Nope.
things like that? It's just locked doors.
I would assume that they're like closets.
Yeah.
Do we want to try one of them?
Yes. I'll just pick the closest one to me.
So you're just gonna try a door that is locked that's out in the not in the engine room?
Yeah. Strength check.
Yeah. You could also try locksmithing.
I don't have anything in locksmith. Isn't that 1?
Yeah, it's 1. That
Let's
one,
see.
baby.
That's a 69.
Nope.
Oof.
So.
I will try and give it a shot, I guess. We'll see. Hard success. 16.
Wow. Kept telling me that you couldn't do it.
So,
Hey. A little lower. You had a higher chance than I did.
you break into this room. You kind of just almost break the door, essentially break the lock on it.
I don't even have any weapons or anything to use. I just use my fucking bare hands.
Yeah. And then this is like a linen closet, essentially. It's there's some drinks in here. They keep stuff in here. Just whatever.
Alright, I just say at that point I see that and I'm like, alright, even the locked doors don't have shit. Let's just get out before we get caught. Madeline? Godfrey?
Yeah, I don't like getting caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
I guess it's not worth it.
All right. Give me an intelligence roll, an idea roll.
Oh my god. What do we miss?
I wonder what you could have missed.
Well, I rolled a 5, so that's an extreme success.
Okay.
I got it.
I know all the things, Pierce. Tell me all the things.
So based off of the layout of the doors in here, the other two locked doors that are out in this main area, this main hallway, are probably more closets, or maybe bedrooms. They're not anything special based off of the layout.
Let me guess, the engine room?
The engine room door, however,
God damn it.
could be something. You're not really
Let's go.
it's just out of place, right? It's not something that would normally be in that kind of a room.
Fucking back to the engine room. Let's go. Go back to the engine room, and I try to break open this goddamn door again. And what the fuck are my rolls? I got a extreme success.
Okay.
I swear I'm not cheating.
Yeah,
I swear I'm not cheating.
you Man, you've never seen this happen before, but Moses just kind of lowers his shoulder and rams into this metal door.
I'll even get new dice. Fuck this shit.
And he rams into this metal door, and he bursts open. I'll wait until he puts his headphones back on. After bursting into this room, it's a small room. It's very small. But you look in, and there are essentially bars to a jail cell almost, with a door. And you look inside, and he's a little haggard. I think that's the correct word. He looks a little disheveled. Haggard?
Exactly, Hagrid.
Hagrid?
Is that even a word? Sorry.
Hagrid is a word, yes.
Yes, he looks a bit haggard. He looks a little disheveled. but you do recognize this as a Scottish man who you met in England.
I don't know who this man is.
I don't either. I don't think,
Yeah,
but because
Godfrey's the only one who recognizes.
Godfrey's
It's
the
all
only one that
Godfrey.
recognizes.
Yeah, true.
I just see a man. I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Are you okay?
Mr. McKenzie?
Sir
You know this man?
Godfrey.
Of course,
What
he was
the
part
fuck?
of the gang in England and Egypt. A bit before your guys' time.
Well, thank goodness you found me.
What are you doing out here? This is a little far away from Scotland, my friend.
It's just a wee bit away. So,
This is a very pleasant reunion for him being like disheveled behind bars in the bottom of a boat.
The fuck are you doing here?
well,
It's a little far away.
Been in worse situations.
That's true.
I'm Moses Franklin, friend of Jack's. And who are you?
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Arthur McKenzie.
And how did you get here?
Well, long story, but essentially, after I returned home to England, I decided to finish what I started, and I hunted down a certain person named Gavin, and I made sure he didn't survive this time. And, well, after I, committed the deed, I kind of got caught a little bit by a person named Zara, which Godfrey would remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got taken captive by them, and for some reason they put me on a ship, and now I'm over here.
You're the pirate, aren't you?
I don't recall being a pirate at any point in time.
No, I know. I remember from Amelia's notes that you were the pirate.
I don't believe that's correct. I know you guys thought
You
I was
sure?
a pirate, but I'm fairly certain I wasn't a pirate.
You seem kind of pirated to me, but I guess we'll let it slide.
Alright, well, let's get you out of here. I'm assuming he's
yes,
locked.
please do.
Yeah,
It's
the
not very
key.
pleasant being behind bars all the time.
You want some water? I have some food on me.
We need to get this
Maybe.
man out of here first.
There's a key across. It's basically
You
like
can eat
next
it
to the
right
door that you came in from. It's like on a little ring.
Oh, thank God I don't need to make a strength check again. Otherwise I may, crit fail that one.
You go to bend the bars with your fist, and all of a sudden you break your hands.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, I grab the keys and I unlock the cell.
All right.
Alright, let's get you out of here. We need to get out of here before we get caught.
All right. You guys get off the boat just in the nick of time. You look over your shoulder. Here the man's coming back with his
God damn it.
with his crate, and you all are walking away, and you pass right by him essentially.
Nice.
But he just doesn't even say anything?
No, you were off the boat. He didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You walk right
He
past
just
him.
doesn't pay any attention to Arthur.
None whatsoever.
Perfect.
I
Alright,
just
well.
take a couple of clothes from the linen closet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or
There you go.
something.
You're welcome.
There
Well,
was
it's
a
also
purpose.
very busy. You're in Shanghai. It's very
That's
busy
true,
all
yeah.
the time. If you guys wanted to, I mean, you're white people in China, so you're not going to be able to blend in the most. But there's lots of people around, and he's carrying a heavy
Foreigners,
crate.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a dock. There are going to be foreigners and stuff.
yeah. All right.
Well, let's go take care of Arthur real quick, and then we can continue on with searching for this building, I guess, right? Because, I mean, we found the boat, but we didn't find Jack Squaw on the boat, except for Arthur. But, nothing else that would be pertaining to the, oh. Yep, alright. But yeah, we should probably go take care of Arthur first.
All right. You head back to the hotel you're staying at. You get him a room. He goes upstairs and, cleans up, bathes for the first time, and who knows how long.
Yeah.
And then
He's
we
stunk.
should go to the fanciest restaurant in Shanghai.
And discuss the next move.
Yes. But also just to get a good meal.
All right, I am down with that.
What is the fanciest restaurant in Shanghai?
Godfrey, you should know, right? You know all the fancy
Top
places.
of my head? No.
Thought you knew every rich place, Godfrey. Thought you were a
Godfrey
wizard at
can
that
have
stuff.
an education roll to see if he's heard of an amazing restaurant in Shanghai.
Okay. Kind of outside of my wheelhouse, but
Well, you're part of culture. You might know somebody back in England who went to Shanghai and they were like, "Oh, Godfrey, there's this restaurant in Shanghai that you'd die for. You'd absolutely die for."
They said exactly.
yeah, I passed.
Yeah.
So I do hear of a nice, fancy, expensive restaurant.
All right.
Bean is this?
There's absolutely to die for. I knew I messed up that phrase. That's all right. All right. So yeah, you guys head down to a nice, fancy local restaurant in Shanghai. Sorry, my dog is he's I don't know what he's doing to the carpet. He's like sniffing it real hard. All right. Anyway, you guys head down to the restaurant. What is the plan?
Well, while we were waiting for Arthur, Moses was able to do some thinking. And he remembers that he's mentioned a lot about Jack Douglas, but forgot for a while about like what sort of like Jack Douglas would mention in his notes to him or during his sessions with Moses. But he recalls that one thing that he did a lot, especially in New York, was go to various newspaper places. So Moses comes up with the idea of maybe trying to find a newspaper place that would have any suspicious activities around this boat or around just in
Just
China,
anything.
Shanghai, yeah,
in
just
general.
anything. Find some
Alright.
fishy shit.
Okay. Is everyone on board with that? So we can head there post haste, I guess.
After we enjoy a nice luxurious meal.
So after you enjoy it. Actually, I guess you would have to go in the morning. Because we're here
is
for
night.
dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably have to go in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. There probably would be somebody there, but it would probably be a better idea to go in the morning.
I want to go sleep in my nice comfy bed, man. That bed. Oof.
For those of you who weren't here last week, the hotel you're in Shanghai is the best hotel any of you have been in as long as your character has been in the campaign.
Arthur gets to find that out today.
Yeah.
Yes.
He went from like nothing to just like the absolute best.
Yep.
I went from sleeping on a, metal floor to moving up all the way to a very nice fancy bed.
He probably didn't sleep very well because of how comfortable it was.
So Princeton has just disappeared, as
Princeton does.
tends to do. You think he's probably off like proselytizing about Princetonian Christianity or something?
That's accurate.
So unfortunately, given that he was the member of your group that could speak a little bit of Chinese, he is not here.
We're gonna need a translator.
No, you're in luck because on doing a little bit of research, you head over to a newsstand and you're able to find a local dual language daily newspaper called the Shanghai Courier. So you're the people there are likely to be many people there who speak English, and all of the archives are going to have an English part rather than it all being in Chinese. So you all head over there. I mean, once again, you find yourself in a newsroom. Lots of clicking of typewriters going on in the background. People rushing around trying to get the new story out. There's a man who's walking from desk to desk initially when you first walk in, and then he kind of looks up and he sees that you've walked in and he approaches you. It is a young man. He walks up to you and goes, "Hi, my name is Anthony Chang. I'm the editor of the Courier. How can I help you?"
Does somebody else want to ask, so I'm not so Moses isn't hogging the spotlight or whatever? We need to find out about the we already know a little bit about the Dark Mistress, but we need to find out more about around the Dragon Island, the Great Dragon Island, and the maybe if we can find something about the Wangpu River.
Just anything about the river.
Well, with regards to the building and stuff that we saw a picture of. Which who had that picture last? Oh wait, no, I got it because I asked for it from Lottie. Okay.
I will also say that it might be just a good idea to do general research. Look through the archives generally, because you do know that Jack Brady at least has been here for a while. He's been here since Jackson Elias was here, because reportedly they may have found each other. I believe you heard that from someone once or twice. So I mean, really, lots could have happened. Generally, if Jack Brady or more people from the original Carlisle expedition are in Shanghai. But yes, somebody talk to this man, please. He's standing here. He asked how he can help you.
Well, we took a little bit of a paused game just to refresh our minds a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will. Hello? Huh?
That's all you, bro.
All right. Hi, sir. We wanted to ask if we could take a look at some of your archives for some research that we're doing.
Well, yes, of course. What research are you? What are you trying to look into?
We've been given some information about a few suspicious, I guess, activities, and wanted to see if maybe there's more information about certain locations or certain events that we could look at, maybe pertaining to a building on the Wangpu River, and I hand him the picture, or about place called Grey Dragon Island.
Without a name or address on this, you're probably not going to be able to find any information on a building.
Okay.
And if you do, it might not be the building you're looking for. But I don't know that I edit probably 90% of what we put out. And I don't believe I've seen any stories about Grey Dragon Island. Was it that you said?
Yes.
You're free to look through the archives, and I could tell you about some of the goings on around China. If you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to. But I don't know. I don't know that you'd be able to find any information on either of those two things.
All right.
Might be worth it to look and see if you can find anything, though.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, if you don't mind, we'll just take a look for a little bit, and we'll see if we can find anything, and we'll be on our way.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So you, everybody give me library use rolls, looking through the newspaper archives.
My arch enemy.
Hard success.
I fail again.
Hey, at least it's not bats this time.
No, he found one article on bats, and he's just been staring at it like the whole.
Ever since, I just keep going back to it.
Yeah.
I failed by a couple.
Okay.
I got a hard. What'd you get, Madeline?
I got a 78, so I failed.
Ooh.
Alright, so I'm the only one that
Okay.
found anything.
No, it's just gonna take you guys all day to find the information. So essentially, we find a few pages, which there are 4 pages and 4 players. Funny that. Maybe you guys should read them.
Wow, that's awfully convenient of you, Pierce.
It is. It is awfully convenient. My mouse has disappeared. I'm struggling to. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let me pull them up real quick, and then I'll paste the first one, and anybody can go ahead and read it as soon as I actually post it.
Got dibs on first page.
All right.
I'll do the second one.
Demon Club. A Seamen's Club damaged. A portion of the Seamen's Club was destroyed late last night. Inspectors report considerable damage to the riverside of the institution in excess of £8,000 sterling, according to underwriters. No journey or loss of life is reported. According to unconfirmed, though informed speculation, Z-Page determined a portion of the embankment area upon which the club stands causing the collapse. Revelers from nearby taverns who were congregating along the riverbank at the time of the incident swear that the strange creatures emerged from the water shortly before the building came down. The revelers' stories, while far-fetched, were a momentary relief to the risky business of sorting through the rubble.
All right. So that's just something that stuck out to you as weird. You know, you're just looking for weird events, essentially, given that the other weird articles have led you to stuff in the past. There's the second one.
Fire on Qingling Road. 3 monks have been found dead in a pavilion fire at the Garden of the Purple Clouds of Autumn. They are thought to have died due to an overturned brazier. Brazier?
It's just
I don't know.
brazier in this case.
Brazier?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I might
The
be
names of the deceased have not yet been released, but a reliable source indicates that all 3 were respected scholars of Tang, 5 dynasties in Sung literature. Their deaths are a profound loss to all who value China's great heritage. Eyewitnesses remark that the evening fire leapt in an uncanny fashion from one blazing structure to chase the fleeing monks into the second pavilion. A floating cloud of fire followed them, according to Mr. Li Shang Dai of Brilliant Poppy Lane. A European was seen leaving the vicinity of the conflagration. Police respectfully asked for this individual to come forward and give his assistance in their investigation.
All right. Arthur gets like PTSD flashbacks on hearing clouds of fire moving around.
Yeah,
Sounds familiar a little bit.
a little too familiar.
There's 3 for whoever.
I'll do it.
I'll read the last one.
Violent incident on Lantern Street is the headline. Police report murders at a premises at 88 Lantern Street sometime after midnight last night. The victims were identified as Miss Riparita
Yeah.
Wong. Yeah,
Close enough. We're gonna butcher lots of Chinese words. It's
Yep.
fine.
Apologies in advance. Resident at the address, and Mr. Shin Sai Shao, whose address was unavailable at the time of publication. Lantern Street habitues, normally not noted for compassion, were taken aback by the cruelty of the crimes. One witness was so distraught that she identified the killer as a giant bat.
Well, I
Police-
never.
Police Inspector Chong indicates that the slayings were unusually violent. He requests that anyone with knowledge of either of Miss Wong or Mr. Shin to make themselves known to this inquiry.
All right, that's 3.
Thankfully, Godfrey was not there for that one.
Then here's 4.
The stars are right. Do not allow dark fate to overwhelm you. Worry not that evil rivals seem to possess secret knowledge that you lack. The answers are in the stars. Consult the heavenly stem and the earthly branch to peer behind the mask and uncover what is lost. A most auspicious future is guaranteed. Contact Shanghai's famous astrologer, Mr. Lung, 129 Koyang Street. No appointment necessary.
That one is obviously an ad taken out in the Courier, but it just promising of secret knowledge catches your eye a little bit. So a few things, just, obviously the Seamen's Club is going to be down near docks, where you've been. I don't think you've
Lantern
been...
Street sounded familiar.
Yes, Lantern Street is where the Shambling Tiger is located. And then I don't believe you know anything about the place where the Pavilion Fire or the that ad, the location there. I don't think you guys know anything about those places, but the other two you've kind of been in those areas before. Besides those articles, there are occasional mentions of victims slain in identical fashion. Usually their arms are severed from their bodies. There are never any sharp instruments found at the scene of the crimes, and the victims are apparently unrelated, except in how they were killed. As many as 2 victims per month have been found, and the victims are all poor or without influence. There's often a cult is often brought up as a possible thing. Yeah, a possible explanation, as well as a madman, crazy murderer. Then also, there are several reports about victims mauled to death during robberies of their home. There's no apparent connection between any of those victims either. And then there's another article about 6 months before the arrival of all of you, of a huge wave swamping a trawler, which is a boat of a huge wave picked it up near Grey Dragon Island. The only survivor of the wave says that it hit without warning on a calm day. Yes. And then I should also say when these were taken out, that first one about the Seamen's Club was taken out about 6 weeks before you arrived. The fire was about 4 weeks, and the incident on Lantern Street was just 2 days before you arrived.
That's kind of creepy.
So all of this happened like right before you got here.
All right. Well, we got some shit to take care of then. Let's say. I mean, we know where. Well, where is this newspaper in respect to? And in terms of like where we know the like various locations, like the Lantern Street and the docks, like. Is it like is this newspaper placed closer to one or the other out of these two?
Not particularly, no. It's just kind of it's a little bit out of the way from all of that.
Okay. Well, also it is getting dark, so I guess we can go back to
this did take you all day. So tomorrow you can get a fresh start on whichever you'd like to follow up on.
I'd just say probably most of our brains are melted from reading so much that we'll
I
probably
have
fall
reread the
asleep.
same passage on bats for the 5th time. My brain is melted.
Yeah. So probably just go back to the hotel and then talk about it in the morning again.
Yeah.
Is that cool with the rest of the group?
Works for me.
Yeah, sounds good enough.
All right. You go to sleep that night. Wake up the following morning. You all meet up downstairs before you leave. What's the plan? I'll be right back while you guys discuss which one you'd like to follow up on first.
All right. So we have information on 2 places that at least me and Godfrey have been to. One, we can either go to the docks to figure out what's going on with this Seamen's Club, and or we could figure out what's going on at the place pretty close to the bar we were at our first night there, or our first night here.
I, for one, have a thing for seamen, so.
All right. Well, we got one for the docks. Maybe we. Arthur, is it too soon to go back to the docks for you? I know that the boat may have been a tragic experience, or a.
Oh no, I'd be perfectly
All right.
fine to go to the Seamen's Club.
Back. Where are we headed?
Seems like probably the docks is the most popular.
The Seaman's Club.
Yes.
Oh, it's the Seamen's Club.
There is more than one. One man.
It's a club of just one man.
No, but it's the it's the club for Seaman. So it's the Seaman's Club.
Organisms in it.
I regret laughing so much when I first read that.
All right. So
Just
we're
head to
headed
the
down
docks.
to the Seaman's Club. And we're mature investigators.
Especially Madeline, who definitely didn't make a shitty joke.
All right. All right. And now you walk in to. Actually, you don't even have to walk in to see the damage. You can see from around the side. The club is kind of in this building that's situated really close to a decline that leads down to kind of a small sandy area and then into the ocean. There is it's situated kind of close to the edge, almost on like a dock over the edge. As you're approaching, you can see that some of the supports that were holding it up and part of the building is just completely gone. And it's not just like the supports fell apart, it's like a sizable chunk of the building, even part of it that was on dry land, is just gone. Now, approaching, you can. I don't think any of you have. Do any of you have science, geology, or engineering, or mechanical repair?
I can certainly roll from mechanical repair if you want.
If you want to,
What was the
My-
science ones?
geology or engineering.
I have chemistry.
I got zoology.
So do I.
I was gonna say, is Godfrey really interested in rocks? Is this the first time we're hearing of this?
He fucking
I've been
loves
sitting
rock.
on it the entire campaign.
Secretly, he has like a bunch of pet rocks somewhere in his giant house. We
That's why
just
you guys
didn't see it.
never made it to my actual house in Britain.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just my giant rock collection.
In fact, he's the one who proposed the idea of tectonic plates.
Mhm.
Yes. Nope. Didn't even get the mech repair. Never mind.
Yeah, it looks like fell apart somehow.
Great.
So yeah, you could go. So the article mentioned both the bars around the Seamen's Club and the Seamen's Club itself. What are we investigating first? Who are we talking to?
Clearly, there's nobody at the Seamen's Club at the moment.
No, it's still operational.
Oh, it is? I thought
yeah.
it would be like completely.
No, so it's like, well, if you go in, they'll explain it to you.
Yeah, I think we should go inside.
Sure, let's go inside.
Okay.
We're already here, so may as well.
There's kind of a guy sitting at like a host counter, like you'd see at a restaurant, and he's like, "Oh, sirs, madam, how can I help you?"
Well, does somebody else want to?
I'm
feel-
perfectly
I-
fine with you taking the lead.
I feel awkward for taking the lead so much.
Or an ale. I don't know what they have.
You want
an ale.
to? Wait, we have anything for. Now the higher shelf stuff is for members, but I can whip you up an ale, and he walks away and is back like very fast within about 30 seconds. Not
Service.
exactly 30 seconds, but you get the point. He's back. He's back about as quick as he possibly can be with getting the ale. And he hands you a pint. Money's no object for Godfrey, so we'll just. If you spend a bunch more money today, we'll figure it out. But we'll just leave it be for now.
Maybe like a pound or so.
Yeah, it wouldn't be much. Is there anything else I can help you with? We don't usually get a whole group in here without either people looking to join or people asking questions. What can I help you? How can I help you?
We'd be interested in possibly both. So I was considering joining as a man of the sea, but
I hear the pirate. I
I can assure you I'm not a pirate. But I was hearing of some strange happenings around here, and I just want to make sure, that this was a good place where I could, trust my safety. And was wondering if you could fill me on the details or rumors I've been told about this place.
Well, I suppose you're asking about the missing bit of the building. Well,
Just a
it-
giant gaping hole in this big building.
yeah,
you know.
there was a bit of a freak accident. Now we've walled off the section that is gone, and it will be fixed eventually. But all that was over there really was rooms. It was a bit of a freak accident. We're not really sure what caused it. We expect vandals because we had somebody come and inspect the building, and they said it should have been completely structurally sound. So we expect there's some vandalism involved of some kind. Nobody was hurt, thankfully. We only had, I believe we only had one patron over there at the time. We let people who haven't joined stay with us if they pay for a room. And it was an American. His name was John Smith, I believe.
Very American.
Yes. I have it in the book if you'd like me to check. We keep a record of everyone who stays with us.
I very much appreciate that.
He disappeared. They haven't found his body, so we assume that he ran off, is what it seems. But unfortunately, he may have perished, but we don't believe so.
I'll make you a deal here. If we can find this man, this John Smith, and he can vouch for me and the structural integrity of your club, then perhaps I'd join. Is there any way you could tell me where perhaps he was last seen?
No, like I said, he disappeared. Either he, unfortunately, fell into the ocean when when part of the building collapsed, or he ran off. Or escaped somehow. We're not really sure what happened to him. Like I said, we've done some searching to see, but we haven't found his body in the river. It could be, but
Do you know if he associated himself with anyone else in this club?
no, he was a bit of a loner, actually. He brought a girl around sometimes, a Chinese woman. But no, not really.
Did you guys have any questions for this man?
Do you know the name of this Chinese woman by chance, or
No,
never
we
got
don't. Well, sometimes our members bring in
Special guests.
flower girls, which are you might know are Chinese. We'll call them courtiers. So
Definitely what they are.
yes. So we try not to pry, in case that's
Gotcha.
what they're bringing around here.
How much is a room?
He gives you a price. It's not super expensive, but it's also not very cheap. It's cheaper than the other place. It's probably about, I don't know, $20 a night or something.
I'm gonna do it for one night.
You're gonna stay for
Well, don't
one
we have to
night.
be part of the club to
Yeah.
actually stay here?
No, he said they
Nah.
let people who aren't members stay for like an increased price on the room.
This gives me flashbacks to that time that they stayed at that house
Oh,
yeah.
with the monster,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
just waiting for trouble.
Okay.
I mean, we still got plenty of day left.
Have any other questions for the man? Or are you gonna go investigate, talk to people around here, or are you gonna go somewhere else?
Well, I was thinking we could go somewhere else, but did you guys have any other options?
I'd say it's worth maybe looking around while we're here, asking the neighboring,
Establishments.
establishments. I mean, while we're here, right? May as well.
Okay. Doing some asking around. There is. You're kind of just going up to the bartenders and asking them. Most of them either weren't working that night or it was very busy and they didn't see exactly what happened, but it was they saw the aftermath and it was it was crazy. It's part of a building fell. But one man who's sitting at the bar, he looks up at you as you ask the bartender. And he's like, "Oh, I saw that." The name's Wang Yong. Listen, they were walking fish that came out of the sea, and broke those supports, knocked that building down. Yeah, listen.
Fish.
Yeah, no. These people are. Listen, I know what I saw, and I know some people around here who also saw something similar. These bartenders never believed me, but yeah, the walking fish came out of the ocean.
Like a Darwin type walking fish, or like
No, big bug-eyed. They looked kind of scaly. They looked like they might have gills. They walked like men, but looked like fish.
Interesting.
They were definitely not men though. They were some kind of a creature.
Do you know about what time this happened at? Not that would be super relevant, but
It was in the evening. It was pretty late at night.
so there wouldn't have been any daylight, or like barely any daylight for other people to see.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, has anything like this ever happened before in either Shanghai or anywhere else?
Do you mean fish creatures walking out of the sea? No.
Or just strange sort of disappearances of buildings like that, like part of buildings?
Well, yeah, sure. Sometimes buildings collapse and people aren't sure why, but this story is new, at least.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the information, and I guess
Thank you, crazy man. See you later.
Yeah, you crazy man. At least you didn't talk for 10 minutes, 10, 20 minutes. Not that crazy.
Yeah. Where are we headed next? Everybody.
We'll head to that place down the road from the bar, off of
Lantern Street.
Lantern Street. Yep.
All right. Do you walk past the Stumbling Tiger bar? And you recognize the building down the street. As soon as you're in front of the bar, you recognize down the street. Oh, that's 88 Lantern Street. That's where the those murders took place, or the crime took place. Was it a murder? It was just.
It
Or was
was
it disappearance?
It was murdered.
It was murders. I was right the first. Sorry.
Yeah.
You walk up and you knock on the door. Immediately it opens, and several young Chinese women, begin like kind of talking all at once at you, and they pull the whole group in, essentially.
Shit, we don't have a translator, so if they don't speak English, we're kind of fucked.
There's one woman who's speaking English with you.
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh, are you American? European? I can help you. We can pick out a girl for all of you. If you like."
Well, we have also we have a woman with us here as well.
Listen, the flower girls here do not discriminate.
We aren't here for that. We were here to look into a murder that happened here recently. Ask if any of you know anything about that.
She says a few things in Chinese to the girls. They look a little disappointed and they walk away. Well, Uh, the girl who lived in that room the day before the murder was previously sold to another house because she insisted on keeping an American in her room. Auntie G did not like the American. I think his name was John. So eventually, Auntie G had enough, and she kicked her out by selling her, and she never had to see John again.
It's one way to go about it.
So it was. Go back to this. So, do any of you know what may have happened to this American, after she was kicked out?
No, I assume that he kept seeing her, but no, I don't know. Personally, she. If you'd want to talk to her and see if she knows. Her name is Choi Mei Ling. You can. She sold her just down the street, 140 Lantern Street.
Okay.
But no, I don't know anything about Jack. He didn't really talk to any of us much. They just
You mean John?
Or John, yes. They mostly went up to the room.
Okay. Yeah, I think we will. We'll let you girls do your thing, and we will go.
Actually, I did have a question for you.
Mhm.
So, you did mention, well, we saw in the newspaper that there were 2 bodies found at this address.
Mhm.
You wouldn't be able to tell us anything about them, would you?
Well, you'd have to ask Auntie G to show you the room. It was. I don't think I'm actually at liberty to tell you anything. You'd have to ask Auntie G. She doesn't want us really telling guests about it. You understand?
Of course. You wouldn't be able to happen to direct us to her, sir, would you?
She's sitting at the desk in the next room.
Well, if it's okay with you, I'll go speak to her.
Yes, certainly. I'm gonna go check up on the other girls, and she walks away.
Right.
You walk through, and there is a haggard older woman. She does not look very happy to see you approaching her, and she kind of is shooing the younger women away as you approach.
So it's now bedtime to file a customer complaint.
A complaint?
I'm just kidding. I had a question for you about a particular man and woman. They were found on the premises dead.
Well, yes, that happened, but it was unfortunate. We just moved that girl into that room, and well, now she and one of our loyal customers are dead. So,
Well, yeah, I also heard that there was a witness to the event. You wouldn't be able to tell me who that was, would you?
well, yes, her name's Magenta Joy. She. I mean, I'm. The girls and I are just letting her rest now. She seems to have gone a little bit crazy, as I think anyone would, seeing that terrible thing. Is there anything else you'd like? I don't really want to talk much more about this happening. This thing that happened on my premises.
Well, is there a chance we could talk to her?
Well, she's down at the hospital. She gives you the name of the hospital.
Alright.
But I don't think you'd be able to get much out of her. Just babbling.
Godfrey, Moses, and Madeline, did you have anything you'd like to ask?
Not in particular.
This is not my kind of place.
Yeah, me either.
Wow, men of class.
Well, thank you very much for your help. Was it Auntie G?
Yes, please. If you're not going to pay for any girls, please show yourselves out.
Alright, I guess we'll head out. Do you guys think we should go to the hospital?
I'd say let's go down the street while we're here, to 140 Lantern Street to go ask about John Smith, the most generic American name you can come up with.
Shit on.
Listen, now that he's been in twice, you know it's not me. Because it
That is
means
true.
that he's in the book.
Yep.
You could have changed it.
I changed somebody's
oh,
name to John Smith.
No, you could
Yeah,
change
you know, it
it
was originally
from
John Doe.
Well, yeah, you walk down the street, same kind of thing. You knock on the door. A man opens the door this time. He's wearing a robe with like several. There's girls behind him still, but he's the one who opened the door. He's wearing a robe with several Chinese figures on it. Do any of you have any points in Chinese or occult?
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, Mike.
You don't have to roll. I just need to know if you have points in it.
I do not. I have not put any other points into occult.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nope.
same.
No points in
And-
Chinese or occult? Okay. Yeah, they look like Chinese
With
symbols.
Chinese.
The one time Princeton would have been useful, he didn't even have to roll for his like 12 in Chinese. He just had to have it. And he's
Yep.
not here. Well, this man opens the door and he's like, "Oh, are you looking for girls? What
We wanted to inquire. We wanted to question and ask some questions to one girl in particular that interests us.
Oh, which girl interests you?"
I forget her. Well, we didn't get her name initially. I forget her.
You did Choi Mei Ling.
Troy Mailing. Yes, we wanted to talk to Troy Mailing for a couple minutes, if that is okay.
Well, you would be able to, but she ran away. Listen,
Do you know where she would have run off to?
No, I paid a good price for that girl, and she's. You know, we give so much to our workers here, and she just completely disrespected all of it. She kept like she ran away with her American friend. That's all I know.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, and I guess we'll be on our way now.
Can I stick around?
Sure.
I'm gonna pay for a girl.
Whoa.
Any specific girl, or just one of them?
I mean, just a girl, I guess.
From the first place or the second one?
I'll go to the second.
Okay. The man takes some money from you. You're just picking out one, or are you looking for anything in particular?
I guess just one.
Just a random one. Okay.
I don't know what criteria I would
Well,
have.
I don't know. I was like, is she? I don't know. I thought you might say like, oh, I'm looking for the most trustworthy looking one or something. I don't know.
I don't think that's the look, but I guess.
Well, I mean, it is I don't know. It's a vibe you
Yeah,
can
there's
get from
shady looking
someone.
people.
Yeah. But okay. So she, whichever girl you end up picking, leads you into a room. She's just like, oh, what do you want to do?
I want to talk to you.
Oh, okay. What about?
Do you have any idea where one of your I guess friends? I don't know if you would be friends. Would have gone. The girl that we were inquiring about earlier.
No, she.
Did you know her at all?
No, she's only here for a few days, and she was very quiet.
Did she have like her own space? Maybe she left things behind.
She grabbed pretty much everything. We don't have much.
Have you guys checked? Or
Well, yeah, she grabbed pretty much everything. She ran off with the American friend. She spoke really highly of him, John. And
what things did she say about him?
oh, just that he's very nice to her, and he's an American. He was in the military, I think. He's trying to help people or something.
How do you know how he's trying to help people?
She didn't really get specific, even when we'd ask. It was kind of weird.
Do you think that she was safe with this guy?
I don't really know either of them.
Is there anyone who does? Was there anyone here that was close to her?
I don't think so. She was only here for a couple of days. And it's, from what I heard, she was pretty reclusive in the other, in her other home after she met John.
Hmm. I think that's all I could ask you, but thank you for your help.
Oh, John supposedly, I don't know, he was in the military. Maybe he was with one of the militia groups. I know there are some that fight for certain ideologies that they believe would help people.
Yeah.
But that would be my only guess.
Okay. Thank you a lot for your help.
Okay. Good idea, but they really don't know that much.
I tried.
Yeah. No, good idea. What is the plan? We going to the hospital?
Yeah,
sure.
And I guess we can look up where the militia groups are.
Yeah, I wouldn't push you guys along like that, but it seemed like Arthur wanted to go to the hospital, talk to Magenta. So after some asking around, you talk to some doctors. You do eventually find her room. Magenta. Is sitting up in her bed, babbling as you walk in to herself. once you find
Anything else,
the
or is
room
that-
that she's in. That's pretty much it. Like, there's not much in this room. There are a few chairs. Like, she's just sitting up, like, babbling to her. Like, it's not coherent at all.
Does she seem to at least acknowledge our presence?
Not really. She looks up when you first come in and then kind of turns back to looking straight ahead. So she does acknowledge that you come in, but she's not really, like, paying attention to you guys.
All right, I guess I'll try talking to her, assuming she speaks some English. Because if not, then we're kind of shit out.
Yeah, then none of you are going to be able to talk to her.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello there. I was wondering if you could, talk to me about what happened that night that you saw those two people get killed.
She's looking at you and she's just, like, saying words. Like, they don't fit together in any meaningful way. Like, she's just saying things.
Can I at least make out some of the things she's saying or no?
I mean, you can, but it's literally just strung together words. Some of them are in Chinese, some of them are in English.
Is there any chance we could see, like, the doctor that first accepted her?
I'll tell you what, actually, with what you said, I think you can roll psychoanalysis for that.
Ooh. Look, that's a thing I have, I think. Yes, I do. I will roll psychoanalysis. I got an extreme success. Let's go.
We're just speed running this campaign.
She starts babbling at you for a few more seconds, and then the words start kind of, coming together, and they're in English, and she starts forming actual sentences, and the first one barely it works as a sentence, but it's like the cat ran outside. It's like not anything pertaining to what you actually asked. But after that first sentence that made sense, she just barely gets out. I walked into the room. I was checking up on. They were in there for a long time. I was told that I needed to check up on our new girl and her. The customer needed to make sure that they were okay, and I walked in. I was hearing loud banging from outside, and I got worried about her, and I opened the door, and then there was a giant bat, and it flew out the window after it had torn them apart, and all the furniture was broken. It was not good. And then she starts babbling again. And now, like, looks away from you in the opposite direction, is, like, shaking.
Alrighty. Well, you guys think that there's anything else of interest here at the hospital, or should we move on to the next place?
I think it could be worth inquiring to the doctor. I could maybe help with some of that as being a fellow man of the science myself.
Okay. Asking around some of the staff, you eventually find the doctor that's here for her. And you sit down to talk, or well, he comes up to you, pulls up a chair. You sit down to talk with him. Well, yeah, Magenta, I don't think that's her real name, but she came in a few days ago. I don't think she said a single sentence once that made sense since she's been here.
Did you get any, what was her diagnosis whenever she first came in?
Currently, we just think it's a psychotic break of some kind, just general psychosis. She's seeing hallucinations, just, we are trying to figure out exactly what's wrong what might have gone wrong, what may have caused it. Sometimes this happens with people who live her lifestyle. Not because of the lifestyle itself, but mostly because of the kinds of customers they get and the way that their bosses treat them. Sometimes it happens. But until she calms down, which might not happen for a while, we can't really get enough words out of her to make a stronger diagnosis.
Is she physically harmed in any way, or is it all just sort of a mental struggle right now?
Not that we saw. It seemed like whoever was there specifically for the people in the room, because they were afraid to get caught. Something. I don't know that it was a giant bat, like she said, apparently, but they probably did fly out the window when she opened it up, either because they weren't after her or because they were afraid of being caught.
Okay. All right, well, I think that's all I have to ask. My friend Arthur...
I would say you could come back in a few days and I can tell you what we have on her, but I'm really not sure how long it's going to take for her to open up to us.
We may come back at a later point in time to follow up and see. Maybe we can... I am a man of the science. I'm a psychologist. So if you maybe need any extra help, I can be around to sort of help with some of that. If that means that we can maybe get some useful information for our adventures.
I'm sure we've got it handled. As long as nothing is going to cause her to relapse. If she does get better, you're free to ask her any questions.
All right. Thank you. I was going to ask something else, but I forgot. It's all good. Well, thank you for informing me on her diagnosis so far, and we may stop by a few days, maybe a week from now, to follow up. But in the meantime, we'll be on our way. So thank you very much.
All right. So that's that. You guys head out of the hospital into the streets. Discuss with one another.
Yeah, we can either look at where the fire occurred, or we can go and see about that ad that was in the newspaper.
What time is it, Piers?
At this point, it's probably at least the afternoon. You guys started in the morning, so...
Yeah, I'm hungry.
So over lunch, you're having this discussion of the next move.
Well, we need to figure out where those places are, because we've never heard or
I
been to any of
believe
them.
there were addresses in the articles.
There was one address, and I think the other one did not have an address.
Okay, the article, it's a very specific place, so it wouldn't take much to find it. Do you have one address, and you have a temple of some kind. So both of those would be not difficult to find.
We just
How
need
would
to
we
ask around.
find the locations of the militia groups?
Sorry. That might be a little bit more difficult. You do have one building that a militia is supposed to have been holed up in, but you don't really have any information on that. It's not really something that's like tracked. Some militia groups don't want to be tracked at all. So it's not something that you could really like just go research.
Cool. I'm gonna think about that for a little bit.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is you could ask around, but none of you really, if you had like connections in the criminal world, but none of you really have any of those in China itself.
Yeah. I say we go just to the newspaper ad first. And just see.
Sure, that works for me.
All right. So you head. It's getting later in the afternoon now. You head to the address in the ad. You walk up to the door. Now there's a strange smell. The door is painted red, and it smells like it's been painted fairly recently. There also are 2 plaques on either side of the door that are around head height. And they are covered in strange symbols based in Chinese script.
Which we don't understand.
Yes. You can make occult rolls.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Let's hope for that 5%.
Yep.
Oh, I got a 71. Definitely failed.
Yeah, so I guess it's up to me to carry the team here.
Yeah, 31.
Nat 1, here it comes.
I got a 60.
All right.
9. I can spend 4 luck.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go! I think that's the first roll I've succeeded tonight.
So you're not sure exactly what kind of wood this is, but you do know certain kinds of wood are important for different things. You can roll a natural world check if you'd like to know what kind of wood, and then I'll give you exactly what this would be.
Of course, I
used
will. My 70 natural world, and I rolled a 44. That's a normal success.
So it is peach tree wood from a peach tree. It is often in some cultures important in the construction of charms against spirits or demons. And then all you can really tell about the sigils on there is that they appear to be like magical words, odd symbols, not really of the Chinese language. Even though you don't know much of it, you know, like these are, from what you've seen walking around, these are a little bit weird. They're not exactly. They have certain things about them that might lead you to believe it's a little bit more occultish than anything else. Before you knock on the door, the other thing that you notice on the step, there is a Siamese cat yowling and scratching at the door.
Can I pet it?
Thankfully,
You sustain
Princeton
1
is too
point of
busy.
damage.
It stops for a second when you pet it, and then it looks at you, and then it looks at Godfrey, and then it looks at Godfrey, and then it like walks between his legs and like purrs, and then walks back up to the door, and then continues scratching at it and yowling.
Godfrey the cat whisperer.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Arthur, you were also there
Yes,
in
I was.
Egypt. It would do the same thing before going back to the door. It would walk between Arthur's legs.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm gonna tap the cat thing. Is it a necklace or is it just like a coin or token or something?
It's like a little, it's a necklace with like a little cat figure hanging.
Yeah. I don't have it as a necklace. I got it in my breast pocket. I'm going to tap it, and I I guess you could say I am.
One time that Princeton is not here.
He wasn't there for that either. He wouldn't have even. He didn't get
Well, no, but he
the
got
blessing
he got
of Bast.
no, but he got a phobia of cats.
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I forgot about that.
Princeton does not escape the cats.
Nope.
Except for this time.
Okay. So you guys are just standing around outside the door with this cat.
I recommend knocking on the door. I'm gonna knock on the door.
All right. You
I was
knock
gonna
on the
say you
door.
recommend and then you don't do it.
You knock on the door. There's no answer, but everyone can give me a listen check if they'd like.
Ooh, yes.
Just see if they hear anything.
I fail.
Normal success.
I fail.
Anybody who succeeded, you on the other side of the door there is somebody waiting. They're not super quiet, but they're not opening the door at least.
I knock on the door again.
The door opens. There's a small man in a silk robe with a round cap. He is surprised to see you here. There's a bewildered look on his face.
Do we recognize him?
No. He's just surprised. Like, he's surprised for some reason. You're not really sure why. I need to roll something real quick.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry about it.
It's only gonna directly affect us some way, somehow.
The cat is like mewing at him. It like started to walk forward and now it's just like mewing at him.
Well, sir, are you gonna let this cat in?
No, I don't like cats. Listen, what are you all doing here? What's the
Well, you'll have to an ad in the newspaper. So I figured I'd,
are
would
you
see you.
so you're here for a reading?
well, not a reading entirely, because you see, you advertised that there's a way to not let the dark fate and evil rivals affect me.
Yeah, I can read your horoscope and we can look at what those might be. And we'll look into your future and help you avoid those.
Alrighty.
Well, listen, come in. All of you come in. We'll go ahead and do it and see what happens. And he's kind of backing up. He's like looking at you. And if you all are you all following him through the door?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's like a quick look of surprise, and then
Does the cat follow us in?
the cat looks like it's about to. It takes one step, and then it like picks its paw right before the door closes. It like picks its paw up and like almost like jumps back, after taking one step in. And then as soon as the door closes, it like goes right back to scratching at the door and yowling. As you kind of round the corner, you can hear that it stops and it begins to it jumps up in a window and is looking at you through one of the windows and still yowling. You walk into this room. The first thing you notice, he's kind of got. It's like it's an empty room, but he's got like stuff all over the place. It's strange. One of the first things that you notice, are in the entrance hall. There's all kinds of, and leading out of the entrance hall, there's all kinds of scrolls with tigers on them and lots of Chinese lettering. He leads you through here. He still looks shocked. If you get a look at him.
Sir, have you never had a customer before?
Well, of course I have. I just, listen, it has been a while. I must admit. I put out those
Can I-
ads because there was a bit of a lull. What? Can you what?
Can I roll a psychology check to see
Sure, you
is-
can.
He's acting awfully suspicious, so I want to see what he's actually.
No, he's not.
How does a extreme sound?
He's definitely surprised that you're here. That much is clear. How do I put this? Because you got an extreme. He's almost like, it almost feels like he's expecting you to not follow him. Like he's not expecting you to continue following him, and you just keep up with him. So anyway, he kind of, you're all in this main room, and he has a brazier, little fire pit thing, and there are these white slippers hanging from the ceiling over it. And he says, before we do the reading, we've just got to really we've got to light the burning slippers. It really allows me to get a more accurate reading once we've all been shrouded in this smoke. And he lights it and he sets it down in the brazier. It is, the stench that follows is overpowering. I need everyone to roll a Constitution check.
Lovely. I get a hard.
Oh,
Let's go like
jeez.
Uh-oh.
Wait, never mind. That's a 1,
shit.
not a 100.
I failed, but I can use luck.
I rolled a 75.
Is that a pass?
My con is a 75.
Wow.
Should I?
Whoa.
Should I use luck?
You can do whatever you want.
I'm not going to use luck.
All right. You just kind of go into a coughing fit for a minute. And as you guys are gonna walk into the next room, you still are kind of like you like still choked up a bit from the smell. It kind of filled your lungs. Give me 1 second. Okay. And then he kind of walks you into this back room. And he just says, "Oh, well, I usually do all my readings in here. I find the feng shui of this room to be much better for the purposes." He says, "Please, whoever would like theirs read first, please sit in that chair." And it's an office looking type thing. It has no windows, and the walls and the back of the door are covered in drapes, black drapes, bordered with constellations. Please sit down, whoever. He sits down in front of a desk, and there's a chair on the other side.
I mean, I guess I'll go first.
Okay, you can go first.
He is sitting there, and he's kind of takes your hand, and he asks you, he doesn't take your hand. He just asks you your birth, the day, month, year, and time. And he starts scribbling some symbols.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I need to say it because I'm like, I don't have all that exact.
No, not really. But he keeps looking at something. Can you guys, whoever wants to, can give me a psychology check?
Can I do psychoanalysis or no?
Nope, psychology.
Okay, then not
100.
There it is.
Actually,
He,
no, I'll roll.
dude, he's like just sitting there. He's so still. Moses, unbelievable how he's like so stoic and perfect, like crazy.
It was only a matter of time. It was bound to happen.
I rolled a 7. It's in a
Okay.
stream.
So for Madeline, he is very fidgety. He's fidgeting. The one thing that you notice, he keeps looking up above the chair. There is directly above Arthur. There is this sword. It's kind of pointed at the chair almost.
Oh, great.
It's nicely situated. It doesn't look like it's going to come down, but he just keeps looking up at it.
Can I look at it?
Yeah,
I'm gonna stare at it to make it and see if it makes him uncomfortable.
it does make him uncomfortable.
I'm
After,
gonna
in fact,
keep doing it.
after a moment or two of you staring up at it and seeing that it makes him uncomfortable, he stands up. He reaches into his sleeve and he pulls out a fistful of cash. He drops it onto the table in front of all of you. Okay.
What?
And then he lights it on fire.
Why are you wasting perfectly good money?
Or why are you doing that?
Listen. What is going on? Why hasn't any of this worked? You
Guys,
Stay
just
right-
trust him. He's a
listen,
professional.
Stay
Come
right
on,
here.
guys.
I know exactly what'll work. I know exactly what'll work. And he runs to the door and he pulls the drapes down and you see around you it's just mirrors. Like the walls are filled with mirrors all the way around, 360 degrees, the whole room. And he kind of laughs and then closes the door.
Oh, great.
What the hell just happened?
Is he still in the room, or did he?
No,
leave
he
the room?
left. He left the room. He's out of the room.
And I follow him and open the door.
It's locked.
Can I search the room?
Can I break the mirrors?
It's a bunch of mirrors. The desk, there's not really anything in here except for like the notebook he was scribbling on.
Yeah, but can I?
Can
break
I
the mirrors?
read it?
Can you what the mirrors?
Can I break them?
Sure. You break one, it breaks.
It's
That
a
way we don't,
mirror.
you know, it's not an infinite hallway, and you can see where the wall is.
No, it's a mirror.
Can I read through his scribbly mess of his journal? I'm gonna page through it.
It's literally like this is either a fresh journal or he just doesn't write in this one. Like there's nothing really in it.
What did he write about, like, just now?
Well, he was scribbling in Chinese.
Oh, that's cool. I can't read that.
Man, I wish we had somebody who did read that. Oh gosh. Well,
Can I
Alright.
pocket his journal so we could read it later with
Sure.
somebody?
Well, it's only the one page that's been scribbled on. There's not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tear out the one page. I don't need to steal a whole man's journal.
Okay.
guys, don't worry. He's coming back. I trust that he's coming back.
Are there
Why?
any windows?
He's a pro, obviously. Look, did you not see how calm he was?
No, he's on the other side of the door, and he's just like kind of. You hear him laughing, like chuckling, like kind of wheezing.
Okay, so he could probably hear us if we talked.
Listen, if just go back to the underworld, demons. Just stop.
Oh, you think we're demons, do you?
Yes, yes.
Why would you think that we're
Just
demons?
leave me alone. Because my horoscope. I was. Listen, I know there are demons after me. I know. Just some people just showed up on my doorstep. You're all demons. Please, just go back to the underworld. I've done everything. I used all of the
You do realize that there are many things worse than demons, right?
I don't know that that's true.
Oh, I can assure you, sir.
What is this cat doing in here? I didn't think I let this thing in. And I'm gonna roll a look cute roll for the cat. Ooh, we rolled a 91. He's trying to push it out. He's like trying to, and it's swatting at him. Keep missing.
That's very cute.
And it hits him. And he's like, "Ow!" You're on the other side of the door.
I start to see through the mirage of what I thought I saw previously. I'm like, wait, why are we locked in here? Wait, what? And then I hear the cat stuff. I'm like, don't let the kitty in. We want the cat. Give us the cat.
You want the cat? What kind of sick demon are you?
We're demons that like cute cats.
Well, sir, the real question is, who told you that there were going to be demons? You said that people
Listen,
showed up at your doorstep.
I do my own horoscope. I saw in my future there were going to be demons.
Oh, you think that locking us, people who have shown you no harm, are the demons?
Yeah, of course, demons would do that.
Yes, demons would casually not do anything and
Well,
not harm
clearly
people.
my wards were keeping you from hurting me. The smoke it caused him to cough. That's a demon thing right there.
Your
It was harming
were
him.
absolutely foul. Like, do you have some fungus down there or something?
Listen, I've got to get this. I don't wear those shoes. I've got to get this cat out of here. And he tries to pick it up again.
There's no windows in this room.
It swats at him. Nope, no windows.
Can I kick down the door?
You can try. You might need some help with this door.
Okay. I mean,
I'll help.
all right, and that would be
I'll do my best.
what check?
We're all gonna help.
So
What we
essentially, so the way that helping works, okay, the door has a strength total, okay. It's I guess it's technically the door plus whatever like barricade he put up plus if he's holding it. But the way that working together on something like this works is if all three of you are going to do it, then one person rolls, and the other two, it takes away from the strength score of the door or of whatever you're fighting. So decide who's rolling, and then the other two people need to tell me their strength score.
I have a very low strength, so
I was gonna say probably Madeline would
Roll.
want to roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I
What's everyone
failed the
else's
other ones.
strength score?
like you mean our roll or the score of our strength?
Yeah. What's the score? It's the
50.
actual 50. Okay.
I have
Yeah.
40.
40. Okay. So now I'm gonna roll versus Madeline's roll.
Woo!
Normal success.
What is that?
The
I'm pretty sure I beat you.
dang.
Can I spend luck?
Yeah.
3 luck.
Okay.
I rolled a 35 and you did a 32.
Okay. So yeah, you spend some luck. You actually bust out of the door, and the cat looks very cute. And you just see the fortune teller. He's like, "Aw," and he's like walking up to it, and he tries to like pet it, and it just swats at him.
Can I pick up the cat?
Yeah.
Can you steal the cat?
You're picking up who is picking up the cat?
Madeline.
Madeline's picking up the cat. The cat starts yowling at you and like trying to swat at the fortune teller.
No.
Sir, why doesn't this cat like you?
I don't know. I don't like it either.
I like how this guy's just casually okay with us being out of our.
Yeah, we just
Room
like
now.
burst through his door. I'm like, why the fuck does this cat like
Listen,
you? He just broke your door.
he was
but-
distracted by the cat, and now he like looks around and he's like, "Oh my, what are you all doing out here?" And he picks up a butcher knife.
All right, step back, sir. Let a professional handle this.
What? I
I'm
don't.
gonna ignore him, and I'm gonna walk straight towards the cat.
Okay.
And I go to pick up the cat.
Okay. The cat looks at you. It purrs for a second, and then it like is now glaring at the fortune teller.
Yeah, sir. I see the problem here. This cat hates your guts.
Well,
I'm
sir,
gonna have to take it off your hands. Make a satisfactory home environment for the feline.
Well, it's not my cat. What did this turn into? I'm not even like I have something that he's supposed to like fight you guys, and I don't even think it makes sense for him to do that anymore because he's just confused.
Oh, it's
so
not your
it's-
cat? Okay, then I'm gonna have to take him off of this premises. You're a bit too violent for him. He's freaking out a little bit. I'm just gonna walk out.
Well, he's violent. All right. As you're walking out,
Can we follow?
you pass by the tigers, and the cat like freaks out. The cat's freaking out. You're walking by the tigers. Okay, are you still gonna walk out the door?
You said there's scrolls, right?
Yeah.
Can I take the scrolls?
Yeah. Well, you'll
I'll
be
taking
right in
these if you don't
front.
mind.
Well, I do mind. Please leave those. Those are for demons.
Well,
are they now? Well, it's a very coincidence that you think we're demons.
I'm good. Yeah, I was surprised when you walked past them. So Godfrey, as you walk out the door, oh my God, the cat starts freaking out like it's going crazy. It's going nuts. And then as soon as you get all the way out the door onto the street, it disappears. It like turns to vapor in your arms.
Holy shit! I turn around. What was that thing? That wasn't a cat.
What do you mean that wasn't a cat?
It just disappeared.
Maybe the cat was the demon.
Did I just
Oh,
kill?
really?
That cat
Sir.
did show up like 2 days ago. That's
Sir, I think that it would be for the benefit of all parties here if we took these scrolls.
no.
they could be very
you can't
important.
what if another demon shows up? You can't take the scrolls.
If another cat shows up?
Yeah, what
I
if
don't
another
know.
cat demon shows
Throw
up?
some water at it. or
Listen,
something.
what I'll do, seeing as you're not demons, I can read your horoscope for actually this time.
Actually, I want an
Whoa.
apology,
And
sir.
maybe I could put
For
down
what?
that knife.
Oh.
Or we'll turn you in. Oh, you'll get arrested for threatening
how-
us with a knife.
Well, can you prove that?
We have multiple eyewitness accounts.
Yeah.
Oh,
now
now he's acting all sane.
No, hold on.
Okay.
Wait a second. For out of character, 4 people accusing a person of the same crime is not 4 eyewitnesses when they're all the victim.
Oh, the police don't have to know that. They could just play as one of us as the victim.
Yeah, you threatened a woman.
All right. Okay, I'll give you the fortune as an apology. That's all I can do.
Wow.
All
You want your
right,
fortune read
I'll
or
get my
not?
fortune.
All right. I have your date of birth and time already, so I'll just. He starts writing some things down. He looks at a like a notebook, and then he writes some more things down. He's flipping through. Ah, it's like making noises as he's writing. Well, it's quite strange. It says here, you and your companions are to meet with a strange fate. You're to meet a friend in a strange place.
I just like make a little check mark on my notepad there.
One who you expect to be an enemy is going to become a companion. And then it gets really confusing after that. There's usually one more line, one more sentence, but it doesn't quite make sense.
Well, you can still read it.
It's not. Usually, I'm able to form it into sentences, but this last sentence it's something about the end, which usually means death, but it's combined with something about the future. Which obviously,
Sounds about right.
we're all human. We'll die in the future, but it's not. That's usually implied. It's not usually outright said.
Give it to me straight, Doc. Is that going to be as revenge for the demon cat I just killed?
Is what going to be revenge for the demon? Is what?
Dying.
Dying?
Are they going to take revenge on me for killing the demon cat?
I don't know. What's your date of birth and time of birth? You don't actually have to
March
say.
8th,
Yeah.
2:25 p.m.
Okay. He flips through his notebook. He writes some things down. Yours is essentially the same thing. There's no mention of demons. The one thing that I do notice is after death in the end, there is kind of a questioning phrase and then money. Like a phrase for money or wealth.
I love you. Yeah.
Well, don't get your hopes up. It could mean the loss of wealth or a big boom.
Whoa.
And the questioning, I'm guessing, means might not even happen. This is if you get past the this death future thing. But I suppose you have an enemy turning into a companion to look forward to.
Which is crazy, because we got like 3 enemies. Everyone else is dead. And all of them are very scary, so...
So that was for all of us, or for...
Well, that was just for the 2 of them, but it seems... Well, at least their futures are very similar. I don't know if all of you would have the same one.
What
Well,
about
that's fine.
July 12th, 8:07 p.m.
These are just making up date of births and times on the spot.
Yeah.
He flips
Yeah.
through. Yeah, again, very, very similar. Some slight differences. But
Epic.
there's something about friends and family after the questioning, like his was wealth. If you get past this end, there's something about friends or family. I'm not really sure.
Probably. I'm gonna be a godmother after this. Oh.
Well, even if you aren't demons, I mean, unless you want your fortune read, he points to Moses. Even if you aren't demons, I'm going to be honest. I'm quite scared of. I've never read horoscopes like this, and I would prefer if you would all leave.
All right, no hard feelings about killing your demon cat?
It wasn't my cat, and if it was a demon, I'm glad you killed it. Well, killed it. It went back to the underworld, but yes. Of course, no hard feelings.
Is there any chance we could have one of those scrolls?
No.
Demon 1.
Nope. You saw what happened. It hurt the demon. He was screaming as I walked past those scrolls. It worked. It worked
Can
perfectly.
I roll sleight of hand?
Sure. It's going to be at
I
least
put
hard
nothing in.
because he's watching you leave.
So I gotta roll below 5.
Oh wait, can I roll sleight of hand?
Sure.
I actually have points in that, so there's a
course you do.
chance.
Pierce?
What?
Oh, my dice fell.
That's a 3.
Oh wait,
Oh,
I don't really
shit.
need to roll, do I?
Okay.
Do I still need to roll, or should I just?
You can
I
roll
mean,
if you,
you
want.
can
There's
roll to
multiple
try and grab a
scrolls.
second
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go for it.
one. Okay.
I got a hard.
Okay. Well, both of you are able to grab a scroll. It's got pictures of tigers and Chinese lettering. Not really sure what it says, but you kind of stuff it in your pocket or bag as you're making your way out without him noticing.
We'll see if Princeton will be able to read it later.
Okay.
We left that man defenseless.
Yeah, he still had a few.
I don't
spells.
see it that way. I don't know how I see it.
Well,
He's probably fine.
I think it's more that he left you guys to to go proselytize a little bit on the streets of Shanghai. All right.
Alrighty then. I think we should head over to the place where the fiery things attacked the monks.
I know that. Yeah, I know that. Arthur's probably itching to see some more fiery things.
I would love it. It would
Yeah.
be the most spectacular thing.
All right. So asking around a little bit, looking at some maps, doing a little bit of questioning of some people around. You are able to find Qingling Road and the temple that's talked about. There is you walk in and there's some people kind of milling about in the temple, including a Buddhist priest. He sees you all walk in. He's kind of in here welcoming people in, making sure everything is right, and he immediately walks up to all of you and he bows.
I bow back.
Awkwardly bow back.
I will also bow back as a Man of culture.
I will not.
Yeah, that's what I figured. um. So you've come to learn about Buddhism, the town god. What are we looking?
I was wondering if you had any information regarding the attacks of the 3 months that occurred. If you, when did it happen? Shit.
It happened, I believe, 4 weeks before you guys came.
About a month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if you could inform us on what happened about a month ago to the 3 monks that were attacked by fire. You see, I had a similar incident there and barely escaped with my life, and was, trying to look into it a little bit further.
Well, no, I wasn't here. I don't know why they gathered in the garden. You're free to look around. We've been trying to rebuild it, make it look nice again. I don't know. It was strange. There was a witness. It was in the papers. You can probably track him down. It was strange. There were 3 monks and a white man talking all together.
Alright, I guess I'll go over there and investigate.
It looks like a fire rolled through here. Like a bunch of stuff caught. As you're investigating, give me an idea roll, an int roll.
Alright, yeah, I'll give you an intelligence roll. Let's see. Oh, what is my intelligence? That's my intelligence, great. I got a normal... actually, I got exactly a hard success.
You remember... Either you were the one who found the paper that was in, or you were given it to thumb through after somebody else found it. But you remember specifically, like, looking through it, there was a weather report, and it was very humid and windless. So not really... Shouldn't be much of a mobile fire in that case. Should be pretty, like... If something catches, it should stay put or go out. But, yeah, it basically confirms what you kind of already know, which is that the big fire creatures that attacked you were probably the culprits. He's probably able to... the priest is probably able to direct you to where the witness can be found. If you'd like to go talk to him.
That would be nice.
Okay. So Mr. Liu Shendai, he lives reasonably close by. He basically confirms what the priest had to say. He did witness it. It was weird. He saw the fire moving around, seemingly through the air on its own, and it was after the white man had just left, and then the fire came down. But, well, he says, but it must have been a trick of the light, a trick of my eyes. I'm not, I don't think it was, I mean, I know what I said to the papers, but I don't think it was a fire moving on its own. It's crazy.
Well, I think we've seen crazier things.
could you by any chance give us a description of the white man? And would it like fit the description of the John Smith?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
I will also say, I'm saying this out of character. Don't. Did Arthur ever see any pictures or anything of the members of the Carlisle expedition?
I believe I saw one while in Egypt. I think it was the one with the person we were looking for inside of the camp. Not the camp. The
No, didn't you go to the newspaper in Egypt and they had pictures of the Carlisle expedition members?
Oh wait, you're right. They did. Yes.
Yes. Asking specifically for a description of this man and being given a whole new description after having asked, so you kind of get more detail, or as much detail as the man can remember. Give me I'd say like a hard education would probably fit this. It's like recall, essentially.
All right. Well, let's see how this goes. Where's my education? Right there. Okay, my education's high, so hopefully. Well, I got a normal.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I mean, it reminds you of somebody.
Does anyone else want to put their input here?
Like vaguely reminds you, like you think somebody you've seen looks like that, but
Sir Godfrey or Moses, do you recognize this man? Or the description?
What's going on? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I don't remember if Moses would have seen the pictures. I'm trying to remember when those pictures were shown. If that was Jack Douglas or if that was Moses. I think. I'm trying to remember.
It would have been Jack.
Okay.
'Cause I want to say it was in Egypt because I vaguely remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Moses would not have seen that.
I would definitely not have. So.
yeah. The only person who would remember what any of these people look like is Godfrey.
Yeah, show me the picture, please.
Well, it's not. So it wouldn't be a picture. If you listen to the description of the white man who was meeting with the monks, you can give me a hard education roll. See if you can recall who
Boy,
this description reminds you
as
of.
hell. Let's go.
It's gonna be a hard.
39.
Is it a hard? I'm guessing that is.
Yeah, that's a hard.
Yeah. Okay. This description reminds you of one Jack Brady.
That
Seen lots of
Jack.
pictures of him. So, and it's the same description or similar description that you were given of or that you probably would have been given of John, your John Smith character.
How could you forget such a generic name like John Smith?
Oh man, I wonder why it's generic now that you know. Now that you have more information about John Smith, I wonder why it's so generic.
I wonder why.
Okay. Lottie is joining us, so we will be right back in just like a couple of seconds. All right, we're back. Sorry for the minute there. Loretta Lynch, played by Emma N, is now here, and we are set to go. I want you guys to, RP, talk amongst yourselves. What's the next plan? I was thinking in my head that Lottie was just kind of tagging along because I don't want her to like randomly run up to you guys in the middle of China and be like, "Hey guys, I'm back."
I mean, I feel like we're sort of ending the day, so perhaps we could.
Oh yeah, that's true. You guys could just meet her back at the hotel. Yeah, because it is kind of the end of the day. Okay.
She's been in peeking the entire day.
You guys do a little bit of talking, but agree to kind of like, think it over and overnight and talk in the morning about what the next move is. And also inform Lottie, who's going to now come with you. So back in the hotel. It's the next morning. What, discuss.
What to discuss?
Discuss.
Well, I guess we've been even though we were initially we thought we were hunting down another man. I guess we've been on the right track the whole time, which is a relief. So clearly there's something going on here, and I think that well, I think that we eventually need to figure out where this militia is hiding out at, but I don't know where we would look for that.
Well, you have one militia's hideout, but you don't, and you know that they're connected to Jack Brady.
But we don't know if it is Jack Brady's militia. Or
yeah, you just know that they're connected somehow, essentially.
Okay.
That's
Maybe.
good enough.
Yeah, maybe it could be, well, I can't remember. Did the guy at the bar say that Chu Min was working directly with him, or that they were somehow connected?
He said that Chu Min was the leader of the like militia group.
Okay. Alright, so they're directly working together. Okay, I was gonna say maybe it's his, but if they're directly working together, then that would make sense.
The only thing is that like militias are kind of a little bit secretive.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would just give up the location if somebody was like a part of one. So how do we... That dog! How do...
Who let
how
the
do
dog in the hotel?
how do we bribe them to give up that type of
I don't know that bribing is the
How
greatest.
do we ask them nicely?
There we go. Now you're talking my language.
It's not my favorite language.
I know. I would say,
We could always try joining them.
ooh, that is not a bad idea, Arthur. I was gonna maybe also go the route of, maybe if like Godfrey has some connections to some military, I don't know, but I would say that joining them is not a bad idea either.
Yeah, I have none.
Great.
I mean, why don't we just see how things play out and go to the first hideout that we have? The
Sure.
address of.
Does
Yeah.
someone want to try to join and then we see how that goes?
I think Arthur would be a perfect fit. Clearly, he's already got the attitude for it.
Great.
All in told.
Militia's only like one step away from pirate, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, pirates do run into militias, don't they? So clearly, they must know.
They know each other.
Of course, yeah.
They're in the same friend circles.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you guys suggesting that I introduce myself as a pirate to them?
Of course, yes. That's such a great. That's such a
I think
great.
it would
plan.
give you a really nice background, They might be intrigued and really want you in their group.
I will also say one thing to consider is that you are nominating a white man to join a Chinese militia group.
We are all white, technically, so we're all
Yes.
fucked if we even try.
Right? Well, he. I don't know.
Well, maybe
It's just something to consider. I'm
I
just
mean-
putting it out there.
it's true, but also it would be fun just to try.
Can everyone can everyone but
Man of culture.
Okay. Lottie, since you were all walking around yesterday, can you guys give me and doing investigating? Can everyone give me luck checks? Everyone but Lottie.
Oh, pause
Wow.
game.
I failed.
Where did that come from? Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I failed.
I
Fair.
passed.
Got one pass. Let's go.
Yeah.
My luck is only at 32.
No, to be fair,
Oh.
I have like
Mine's at
60
20.
luck. So I have the best odds.
so did everyone fail except for Madeline?
Yep.
All right.
We're in
matter.
for a fun time.
Well, no. So, as you guys are kind of discussing, I guess you guys are probably sitting around in the lobby.
Mhm.
A man sits down on the couch next to one of you, and now you're all sitting in like a circle. So you like look over at this guy who's just kind of like invaded this circle.
Is he attractive?
Reasonably. He also Godfrey and Arthur. This is Jack Brady, and the rest of you, Madeline and Moses. You look over. He fits the description that you've heard of this John Smith / Jack Brady character. Lottie, you're
So you
lost. You don't know who this is.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Brady.
Just casually walking into like a really nice hotel, I guess.
Well, he sits and he's got his like leg crossed, and he looks around at all of you and he goes, "So, I hear you're poking around all the places that I've been."
That's correct.
I suppose.
Well, I hope you won't mind. I poked around a little bit some of the places you've all been.
Ah.
But incoming lore dump, essentially. So I obviously I'm Jack Brady. For those of you who know me, have seen my name. I know you've been looking for me. I've got a minute, and you have some questions. If it's all the same, I'll talk now, and you can ask your questions later. I might even
That
answer
works for
some of
me.
those questions. As far as I can make out, we're all in a lot of trouble. The more I learn about the situation, the scareder I get. When I spilled the beans to Elias, Jackson Elias, I figured people would read his book and do something about this cult. Sorry, he ended up that way. You guys friends of his, all the same. I warned him. I didn't hold anything back. I'm warning you guys too. This cult plays for keeps. But maybe mugs like you already knew that. He kind of chuckles. And as he's chuckling and talking, he's always like looking around, glancing around, constantly on edge, it seems. And he pauses for a second as he kind of glances around the room. And he continues, well, right from the start, I knew that Roger's little witch hunt, or Roger's little witch was trouble. She was tough as they come, and she had him around her finger. He must have known she was trouble too, because the more he saw her, the more crazy dreams he had. I thought it was great when he wanted to go to Egypt. That'd be the end of her. See, and things would get back to normal. I liked the guy, and I owed him a lot. He was a good friend. But it seemed for a while that everything would work out. The trip over to London was a lot of fun, but once we got there, Roger spent pretty much every waking minute with Sir Aubrey. They were pouring over some junk. Bazart had gotten a hold of, from this Najjar guy in Egypt, there was a black kind of head and shoulder statue that he'd stare at for hours, and there was a map that he'd study, like a normal guy would check out his beautiful dame. Yeah, there were parties and sightseeing trips, but mostly he was all about that map. Once we got to Cairo, Roger started having dreams again about meeting a god, crap like that. But now he wasn't drinking, and the girl wasn't around. And the gentleman Roger had asked to come along started acting nuttier than Roger did. So I said to myself, trouble is somewhere up the road, and then he went off the deep end. He told me that we would meet this god when he destroyed the eye and opened the path. Houston should have talked Roger down, but he encouraged this madness. So the first night that we were up the Nile at Dashur, Roger snuck out and he climbed the Red Pyramid. You guys ever climbed a pyramid? They're steep. They climb up that pile like a monkey. He never looked back, didn't hesitate. He was absolutely crazy. People don't climb like that when they're sane. But I followed him. I guess that was crazy of me. 2/3 of the way up, you're just climbing over big chunks of rock in that red pyramid. Sort of like something a dumb kid could make, piling up like 1,000,000 construction blocks. But the pyramid builders filled in all the gaps with some nice smooth stone, but then later people stole that nice smooth stone from around the bottom of the pyramid. So the high stuff was too hard to grab and they couldn't finish the job. Roger zipped right up that part too. I was still behind him. My eyes were bulging out because I could barely find handholds to keep from bouncing down the damn pyramid. There's a little flat piece at the tip of the pyramid. When Roger reached that part, he held up some kind of... He put some kind of robe and started making weird sounds like he when it was insane for good. Then there was some kind of an explosion and echoes and screams and a flash of light. It's a red light. I laid down for a minute until it seemed like it was safe to get up, and he looked at me and he just said, "The eye is gone, Jack. We can be gods." I'll never forget that. But that was just Roger talk, I had said to myself at the time. And beside him, there was a big patch ripped out of the stone, and it looked fresh. When I went back the next day, that patch had been filled in, as though the pyramid had repaired itself or someone had come by. But near the base, I found part of a rock which looked like it could have been in that patch originally and had this sign on it. And he pulls out like a little piece of paper that he had written on before. And it's kind of like a similar Eye of Horror symbol, and now it hits you. This is the symbol from half of that seal that you guys picked up. I took it, even though I didn't know what it was at the time, but I know what it was now. It was a strong magic to keep some evil away from us. And Roger deliberately broke it. I still have it if you want it. 2 days later, all of us, Penshu, Roger, Houston, Patty, all of them, they gave me the slip and disappeared into the bent pyramid. Some of the messenger boys went to find them, but they came back shrieking and yelling, and well, they were crazy too now. said the pyramid had eaten them. All of a sudden, the workers are running in all directions. Everyone's going crazy. The whole dig was deserted. In 5 minutes, the only person left there was me. I went in. Nobody was inside. I got worried. But sometime later, all the missing people came out of the pyramid, and Roger says they'd been to Egypt, to the real Egypt. And that was about the most sensible thing he came out with. Penhew looked like he had lost about 5 years. And Patty and Houston both seemed changed, but nobody would explain where they'd gone. And nobody cared from that day on. It was hard to hire new workmen. After that, when I'd wake up in the night, the rest of the gang would be talking creepy lingo. And then one night, Roger said that he was going to show me the power of what they'd learned. We went out into the desert with some Arabs. Everybody started screaming weird words and songs, and Penhew beat a drum that he'd gotten from Najjar. And then creatures started coming out of the ground and eating the Arabs, and Roger and the others were laughing. And, well, I ran. I took my leave. Roger found me the next day and warned me that I better change my attitude. I owed him. And I wouldn't desert him. But after that night, it was something I had to consider. I had to start thinking about it. Then we went to Kenya. Roger filled me in. They had found a true god, he said, who would rule the earth. And we would rule with him, for we were the chosen ones. The god had picked us to open the way for his return, and there was enough in what they said and what I had seen to make me listen. Every week, Penhew seemed a little younger and a little livelier. Patty was sick a lot, all of a sudden. We were going to leave Nairobi for some place in the mountains where there was no river, no railway, no telegraph, no police, and nobody who looked friendly. And I figured that old Jack Brady wouldn't live very long there, so I made some arrangements. On the last night in Nairobi, I drugged Roger, grabbed the cash box. The cash box was all Roger's money anyway, and got me and him aboard an unscheduled freight train to Mombasa. Later I read that my guess was right, and the newspaper said that a lot of people died, including Roger. I figured it was better everybody thought that than tell them the truth. And with the state he was in, he wasn't going to tell anybody. My arrangements went off without a hitch. That happens when you think small and carry a wad of cash around. When we got to Mombasa, we got off and found a fisherman who was willing to go to Zanzibar for a few bucks. Then we hopped on another ship to Durban, and in Durban we dyed our hair, got some clothes, and set sail for Perth. On the way to Mombasa, though, Roger got some sleep, and he seemed to wake up a completely separate person. I guess that being away from the influence of those other people let him return to his old self. But I told him we were in a lot of trouble and that we needed to hide, and I reminded him about the Arabs in Egypt and the god stuff, and he could remember it, but it didn't seem very important to him somehow. He understood the logic of the situation. After a week or so, his nightmares came back, and he began to go off the deep end. I think he was starting to realize what he had done finally. I was in Shanghai while I was in the Marines, and I had some friends here. By the time our ship put into Hong Kong, Roger could go no further. He was shrieking at shadows. And I put him in a sanitarium there. I used most of the remaining money we had to do that. And then I went to Shanghai. And I didn't think I'd see anybody but Roger ever again. That's what I thought. Until I saw Aubrey Penhew. on the deck of the Dark Mistress. Now, what I will say to end off, I assume you're looking for me. In your search, you've found a lot more than just stuff about me. If you know about Nyarlathotep, you know that his worship is global. There's no culture, no race, no creed that can get away from it. There's the Black Pharaoh in Egypt and in England now. There's the Bloody Tongue in Kenya. The Sand Bat in Australia. And there's the Cult of the Bloated Woman here. I don't know if you've heard anything of that yet, but I assume you haven't been here long. But that's Nyarlathotep. You don't need to question that. There's also cults in India, Japan, South America, Polynesia, probably other places too. I know about Shakti and Gavin and Zara, and there's a lot of people all around the world. So, any questions? I know that was a lot. You all don't have...
The only thing that I can think of is I remember was it Australia? I think it was Australia where we saw the that cult that with the one I think it was the one woman or something like that was floating in the air. Is that right? Or was that? Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought there was some cult that we ran into like towards the end of a country where it was like I'm trying to remember exactly, but I feel like that
where Merrick died.
That would be in Kenya.
Yeah,
Kenya.
that was Kenya. That was the well, if you ask him about Kenya, that's where the center of the Cult of the Bloody Tongue is. The Bloody Tongue, from what I've heard, manifests there sometimes. Why?
But if that's the Bloody Tongue, then why was there seemingly a woman that looked like, if I remember correctly, there was a woman that looked like she was going to give birth to something?
Oh.
Wouldn't that be...
Yeah, I had some suspicions. That was Patty. That was one of our expedition members. She, remember how I said Patty was different after they went to the true Egypt? Her sickness was a lot like a pregnancy.
Well, I guess that made me think of what you mentioned, what's going on here in China, the cult of the bloated woman.
It's not
sure.
Well, it's related because of Nyarlathotep, but the it's not the same thing. The bloated woman is an aspect of Nyarlathotep. It's a way that this cult worships him. She was pregnant with another form. With a spawn of him. Hypatia Masters is her full name.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I recall hearing that name.
Well, do you have any information on how we could stop the cult?
Well, this one... Ho Fang is the leader of this one. I don't know that it might be worth it to put in the work to stop them, but there's something a little bit more pressing. Aubrey's got some kind of a plan, and we're not sure what it is. I do know that we have to we know that we have to reform the ward, which we're trying to find a way to do that now.
The seal?
Yeah.
Well, shit. What happened to the other half of the seal that I had?
You guys had it. I think we just assumed that you would have given it to them because you weren't continuing on.
Yeah, I thought I gave it to Sam.
Yeah.
Which Sam then would have given it to Godfrey.
Yeah, somebody picked up Sam's stuff when he got obliterated by a
because I got the
Shoggoth.
cat pendant.
Yeah.
I got the bass thing.
Yeah. So somebody got it off of Sam. So you guys do have it still.
I did kind of zone out a little bit during some of that, but I was going to ask, whenever we were talking to a man we encountered pretty early on our arrival here, he mentioned that you were associated with a man called Chu Min.
If I'm not mistaken, that's a woman.
But
yeah, yes.
Chu Min was the no.
No, Chu Min is the leader of the militia. Yes, actually, well, she leads the New China militia. There's about 200 members. I'm not a member of theirs, but I am associated with them. They're helping me.
Okay.
Aubrey needs to be stopped.
Yeah.
Well, how would you put the seal back together?
Oh, that seal can't go back together. Unfortunately, we found that out. A whole new one needs to be made. You can have the other half of it if you'd like, for safekeeping. But a new one, unfortunately, has to be made. We have someone deciphering some books right now to figure that out. How to do that.
And who would that be?
That is... Well... he's kind of working in secret. He hasn't even really let anyone into his house except for me in the past few days, since we've gotten the books for him to decipher. His name's Sign. But he's just been deciphering some Chinese texts.
And probably just my last question, but the man at the bar also mentioned that you guys had some plans for a place called Dragon Island, Grey Dragon Island. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, we do have some plans for Grey Dragon Island, but that's where Aubrey is. Listen,
okay.
Or it's where Aubrey's planning something, at least.
Okay.
Listen, I don't know, it's pretty impressive that you've all gone this far. You should join this expedition onto Grey Dragon Island. We're going to need all the help we can get. This could go bad in a number of ways.
Yeah, I think that you've swayed me over, and I think that I will indeed provide all the support I can.
He seems to be getting more antsy. Listen, stay safe, and I will contact you in a few days when we're ready to make a move. Yeah, I know where to reach you. And he gets up and he just walks away. He doesn't wait for an answer. And that is where we'll leave it for this week.
Damn.
He was an interesting man.
He's definitely partially crazy. He got off better than the rest of the Carlisle expedition, but
Well, yeah, he's not dead.
yeah, he's not dead or in an insane asylum.
True.
He's probably just barely more sane than Princeton, I would say.
That's a feat.
That's not a high bar.
Not a high bar at all.
So, please, if you enjoyed watching, join us next week, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Well, we started late tonight, but we try to start around 8 p.m. Eastern for the finale of Masks of Nyarlathotep. I believe it'll be the finale. We're kind of gearing up for it. There might be something that they do but it should be the finale. It should be exciting. If you enjoyed, please give us a follow, subscribe, rating, whatever it is on whatever platform, whether it's YouTube or podcasting or Twitch. If you enjoy this episode, please also consider joining us Friday nights, again, 8 p.m. Eastern. We stream twitch.tv/notjustanyrpg. It's a fun time. We try and engage with the chat where we can. Also, please follow us on Twitter at notjustanypod. There you'll find information on this stream podcast show, as well as our other podcast on literature, if you're interested in that at all. And yeah, we're coming up on the finale real quick. We might, because we were planning on taking a break for the holidays, a short break for about 2 weeks. If we do end up finishing next week, we're probably going to take a break from campaigns and do maybe some one-shots between now and when we take our official break before we move on to our next campaign, which is going to be Dungeons and Dragons in my completely homebrew world that I don't really have an official name for yet. I'm leaning towards like Kindreach, something like that. We will probably put the map out on Twitter at some point if you're interested in seeing. I think it's really good. I made it, so I would think it's good. Yeah, so thank you for watching. See you guys next week.